So all our kids are bottle fed, and they are bottle fed up to 4 months.
With what milk? Goat milk or cow's milk?
Yes. Now, the catch-22 situation, you have to calculate your profits, right? So we discovered that the goats grow faster.
Rise and shine, Value Farm family. Welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells on. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys a lot. And of course, guys who have been really watching our videos and recommending and sharing, you guys are gems. We really appreciate you guys. Well guys, we are here in this beautiful, amazing dairy goat farm, and I'm super excited to take you guys on a tour because there's really a lot to learn. There's a lot to really showcase and also share with you guys, because this is something that most of you have been really asking for. You want to start your dairy goat farming. Most of you have small pieces of land and you're thinking, which kind of goat farming can you do? You can definitely do dairy goat farming because you don't need a lot of land to start. So we are definitely right here, and I'm super excited to join my friend who has been really giving us more insights on goat farming, dairy goat farming, and you know, I'm super excited to take you guys along with us. So guys, come on, I'll take you guys along. Guys, I'm really super excited. Like I told you guys, we're on a farm tour. We want to see what actually happens at this farm, because this is what we bring for you. So we are so happy to be here for you to show us the structures, to show us the different goats. Can you please tell us briefly what is really happening here?
Yes, group. We are in the goats section where we have the kids. I call them babies because I'm just in love with them also.
Yes.
So these are baby kids of different ages, and we batch them according to their age groups. We usually have 3 to 4 seasons in a year, and there is an interval of about 2 to 3 months in between. So as we talk now, we have a new batch coming in February. So the mothers have started kidding. And what we have here are the babies which were born in December.
Oh my God.
And opposite us are the babies who are born in August, September. And down, we have babies who are born in May. And of course, there are those ones the other side who are born in February, January, February. So basically, we have 3 to 4 seasons in a year. And the batching is again controlled, because we do controlled mating. If we go to the main chamber, you'll find that there are 4 chambers, although each goat stays alone. Now, we ensure that each chamber conceives at a different defined time.
So you synchronize them? We
synchronize them. So the goats which are now kidding are from a specific chamber.
Wow.
And then we shall allow the other one, but we shall lose 1 season this year because we don't have a super male who we call a king. We are still looking for a king to replace the kings who have gone, because we keep our kings for 1 year and 8 months to ensure there is no inbreeding or there are no accidents of fathers mating with their daughters. So we are extremely, extremely keen. We would rather lose a generation than allow such dangerous thing to happen, because it has a multiplier factor. It doesn't just stop at your farm. it goes all the way to the other farms who will buy your goats. Yes.
Now, I'm sorry to interject, guys. I hope you were paying attention to what she just said. For those of you that are too lazy to separate your bucks from your flock, that's this thing you can just get your female goats there. Fathers are mating with their daughters. Fathers are mating with their with their close offerings. Kids are mating with their own mothers. There's a profound negative impact. The reason we have to invest so much money to import pure genetics into this country is because the majority of the stock you're gonna find in this country that we love so much has been genetically tainted because of inbreeding. And once that happens, it's impossible to correct that mistake, okay? No matter how much money you spend, no matter how much you try to breed it out of them, you will never get a pure genetic. So, just think about it, right? That's integrity. Somebody would rather lose an entire earning quarter potentially to make sure that if you ever come here to make any purchases, that you're not getting goats that were inbred. You understand?
True.
Now, as far as genetics at this farm, right? The goal for all of us is to try to get to the ultimate level, right? She has some pures here, but she also has some that are very mixed. But by the same token, the long-term goal is to continue to uplift and continue to upgrade
Enhance
the genetic makeup here at this farm, just like we do in a value farm.
Yeah.
So when you come here, if you make a purchase, you can go home with your heart and your mind at ease. And believe me, there's no price you can put on peace of mind on any purchase. So that's all I have to say. I'm sorry to have interrupted.
It is very, very fine. And how do you know what you're buying in the farm? Thank you so much for that intro. And I'll tell you, I'll go a mile or super mile just to ensure that I don't have inbreeding. I just fear it. One of the signs of inbreeding, you find babies are getting stunted.
True.
You have genetically deformed goats. You have issues with your immunity, but also the fact that you can't stand your ground and defend your flock. Somebody has bought a goat and he says this thing is not performing, and you don't have any facts to defend it.
True.
Or you don't have any moral grounds to say, yes, I know what I sold to you. I try to avoid that at all costs. Mashambani is a bit scared of after sale service. It's an expensive venture.
True.
How do we label our goats to ensure traceability? I'll be able to trace goats here all the way from 2016, even before I came to the farm, because our first male came from Luero, the second one came from Kenya, the third one came from Masindi, Mubende. Then we got from Kasese,
Wow.
Chaninga, and the one which has just left was born here, got from again Luero, but it was born alone. The father came and died after mating only one goat, and it collapsed and died. I think the environment was not very conducive, so we were able to retain it because it was not related to any other male or any other apart from the mother who we know. So that's how we kept it. So far we think we have saturated Uganda, and we are looking at any other place we can be able to source a pedigree male. Our breeding, we can joke with the females, but with the male it has to be a pedigree. Now, how do we know? Every goat born is recorded. If you look at them, all of them have tags, and those tags, the first number is the mother's tag. And then the next number after the dash is the goat number. Now, you'll find that you have goats which have many dashes. It means their grandparents are here.
Wow.
Or great-grandparents. Actually, you get some goats which have 4 dashes. So it means their great-grandparents is still alive, or it is in the farm. So the person who gives the label is the parent stock, which we started with, and we mentioned there were just 20. So if you go around, you'll find that most of the goats are either 020, 018, 124, the initial goats, because that is what made the population. And then in the book, you write on top who is the father of that generation. And you must be very clear that that time you released only For example, all the bucks have names. Our last buck was Mugume. So you would say the father was Mugume. You have a sequence of Mugume, where Mugume came from, how old he was, how many times, how many generations has he fathered. And then you release him peacefully with a kiss. And you are sure he has gone to
Take
another farm.
notes. Take notes.
Oh my
It's not that difficult. It just takes a little bit of effort.
We've always emphasized for farmers, in case you're really going to buy your goats, buy your animals, go to reputable farms, go to farms that keep their records. Like our friend has already said, like records is really very key. You don't want to do inbreeding in your farm, because kids are going to die, animals are going to die, and you're not going to be a happy farmer. And of course, we want all of you to be really happy with everything that you're doing as a farmer. I also wanted to ask you about like the structure. The structure is quite unique as well. I feel like, you know, the aeration, it's just so cool to be in here. Could you just throw some light on the structure?
Okay, thank you. That's a nice question. Yes, I first have to give the credit to my husband, who has been doing most of the design work. Of course, I put an effort, a word here and there, but the major stakeholder is Mr. Kevinji, my husband. What we traveled a little bit more on evaluating what works and what doesn't work, specifically for dairy, because you'll appreciate that the keeping of dairy goats is a little different from the meat goats.
Yeah.
The meat goats can live in dormitories very, very comfortably, and you'll be able to have no issues. Unfortunately, or fortunately, our goats here are big horned. They look like antelopes.
Yeah.
So when they start fighting, the
Rates
abortions
go
and
up.
premature births are usually very, very many.
True.
So what we have done with the super males, super females, is that we have kept them each in a cubicle. And then a generation is easier to bond if they are kept together. So our new approach for the design is that the whole chamber was specifically as a dormitory. So we keep them all, yeah, they are there. We keep them all together as per their generation. And therefore that is why you see these are kind of chambers. This structure was just thought of after we saw mistakes and successes in other farms.
Wow.
I wouldn't say it is rocket science, it is something very achievable, but before you start farming or any other business, it's always good to do background study to see what
Research.
works, what doesn't work. Definitely, it's not the perfect chamber we would want. It also has its unique challenges. Like for example, when it is raining and it's windy, we have to cage the kids, but we use tarpaulins.
Okay.
And they have bedrooms. If you check, each chamber has a separate place, which is called a bedroom. And then we have a sitting room or a feeding table.
Okay.
And then we have our playground.
Okay.
So when you have new babies, you have to design it in a way that you leave a room for them, which you keep on spraying because you don't want any pathogens or anything to affect the kids. I'll say the designs also determines your mortality rates, because if the babies are badly kept, they have issues with ammonia, they have issues with pests and diseases. If one is sick and it starts coughing, you need to know where to isolate it, and you can see we have isolation chambers for babies also. So designs, you have to go around a little bit and see what others are doing. Yeah.
So we always tell you guys, before you jump into the deep end of the pool, do your research,
Test the
do your
water.
research, visit other
Visit
farmers.
farms.
Yes.
And then part of the reason why we actually give you guys this content and we don't charge for this is that we want you to get access to free information. Now we know some farmers are selfish. When we're trying to break them out of that terrible habit, we want to basically make this an inclusive hub for all farmers. Medium level of experience, advanced, right? And even those that are just considering getting in, you need to know this information, because the worst thing that can happen, you spend all your money, you get in, you fail because you did not have the proper knowledge in order to succeed. You know, so anything you want to add?
I'm just happy with what I'm really seeing here, how the kids are really feeding. How long does it take you for them to be served? Is it different from the meat goats?
I wouldn't, I'm sorry, I'm not an expert with meat goats. I'll only talk about what I do here.
What you do here.
Our meal program is simple. In the morning, when after they are finished the milking, they serve them the concentrates. If we have the wheat bran, we mix it with the brewer's wastes, and then we have some essential salts which we mix together, and they are all served. If you check down here, there are trays.
Okay.
This is where they are served. Then they are given water. All the water points are filled up so that they can replenish. And then from 10:30, they get their first meal. It could be a regime to start with, or you can definitely, what I want to say is that you have to keep on mixing the food. If you look at the troughs now, you'll see there is the super napier, which was the starting point in the morning, and now they have the desmodium. The next serving will be a different
grass
altogether. So they are served about 4 times a day.
Which is great. Now, the serving that she was referring to, because with meat goats, for example, like with the Boers, we can introduce a kid that's been weaned at the age of 6 months to a buck, right? To cross them for reproduction.
Reproduction.
So
what's
reproductive serving?
What's the age range here for these goats?
Okay. Yes, the mating age for the Sannens, because that is our major goat here, but for the dairy goats here, it's supposed to be 8 months precisely. But we have discovered that the longer we take, the better the mammary development. So we prefer to mate them when they have made 1 year and 1 year plus, but mainly 1 year.
Wow.
That's the mating time. And after the kidding, we allow the goats to stay with their kids for a maximum of 5 days. And then after the 5th day, of course the milk is now clear for consumption. We take them to what we call a school. A school is where all the babies are consolidated of that age. They join at different times, and then we start bottle feeding. So all our kids are bottle fed, and they are bottle fed up to 4 months.
With what milk? Goat milk or cow's milk?
Yes. Now, the catch-22 situation, you have to calculate your profits, right? So we discovered that goats grow faster if you feed them on high cream or high butter content milk. So we have our 2 cows, a Jersey and a Guernsey, which provide the high butter content milk, and we feed our goats, our babies, with cow milk.
Wow.
And then their milk makes some little money to manage the farm.
That's great.
Wow. That is really so good. Guys, let's go to a different section because we can be here the whole day.
Babies are interesting.
They're very interesting, I know. Let's go, guys.
Grass. This is what they are eating today afternoon. I think in the morning they were eating desmodium. This is kericho. It's very nutritious. But
what's the other name for it?
It's only called kericho, just like you have Guatemala.
Most
of the grasses are named after the country.
I've never heard of that.
So from Kenya?
Can you send?
These are 10 years and above.
And they're still producing.
They are the mothers of those babies.
They're still producing.
Very well.
Remember what I told you? If you take care of a goat, it can live up to 14 to 15 years in production. So when that's all good. Oh my God.
These ones here are 7, 8.
Yeah, they're younger. You can see.
The other ones there are 5, 6. Then the youngest is the other line.
Yeah.
And each one of them give birth at their specific time.
Why didn't you do Nigerian dwarfs? Because they also have very high
the
butter.
dwarfs are very good.
Very good.
High butter content.
Very good.
Very good. You are right.
So then
we shall if we get one, we shall experiment.
Okay.
They are very strong.
I'm impressed.
Now these are my new babies.
These are born from the farm.
These are 5 months.
5 months, can you imagine?
They are so sweet. I also love just watching them. They are not yet released. They are not supposed to. They are still on 0 grazing. Actually, I want to sell all of them from there and then make a traceability where they have gone, because I'll need them back. I'll need one or
What
two
is
back.
that? I've never seen this before.
This is what we call jack bean.
I've never seen jackbean.
You're going to see it in the farm.
Do they eat it? Do they like
They
it?
love it. You see, they have already swallowed most of it.
Wow.
They all eat it. Unless if it is dirty. And this is also what you make silage with.
With the jackbean?
Yes. It's also very nice silage. They dropped this stuff and they want me to collect for them.
Farm knowledge here. You know this is the cure for insomnia.
And also for cancer.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
As a child, when I was in France, and especially with my grandparents, if you could not sleep at night, you come to the soursop tree, you make some tea out of this,
Three only.
2 to 3 leaves, even maybe 4, with a little bit of cinnamon. You can try your best to stay up. This will work better than a horse tranquilizer.
Wow, amazing.
Naturally.
Amazing.
I'm telling you. It's a day of fun and education.
Now, this is how it's eaten.
Let me see. What is that?
Then you suck this now.
I've
Oh, you
eaten
have
that
eaten
before.
so big. So you suck this.
Can I pick one? Which one is
Let's go
red?
for the riper one.
This is nice.
It's like a tomato
Yeah, it's
and
not
an
a
apple.
tomato.
What do you call this?
It's called the tamariro.
Wow. It's
Now you can go harvesting anything soft, harvest and eat. Actually,
it's a descendant of the it's from Mexico.
yes, it is. Tamariros.
No,
Tamariros.
No, what's the name of it?
It's actually Spanish. Funny.
It's good. You're making faces. I see one.
Just go press. If you feel it is soft, bite. Let me tell this.
This is soft.
That rain is coming.
The rain is here. We're gonna get trapped in. The green one they cook. It's called a tomatillo.
Tomatia.
It's a cousin to the tomato.
Tamariro. And these ones are tamariro. Yeah, these are tamariros and they mark the end of a trip because after a very day of hard work and learning, somebody has to replenish herself.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm really so happy. You know, coming down this side and there's a section for fruits. My goodness.
A fruit forest. She
Grafton has eaten a lot. You see him here.
regenerative farming. When this land was first purchased, it was bare. There was nothing here. She planted all these different types of fruit trees, shaded trees, the vegetable garden. We walked through, soy patches. I even saw sage, all types of stuff here. All the goodies are here at the farm. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you for appreciating. We are still struggling.
Yeah, and where you're seeing us here, this is the place for the grasses, where they have planted a lot of grasses. You can maybe highlight for us the grasses that we have this side.
Yes, just next to you there is Kericho grass. And below us, the dark green is Guatemala.
Yes.
The higher side, unless there is a bit of infestation here with the blackjack. But just below here we have Molato 2, what they call Bracharia, something like that. English is not my choice. And then down there is a super grass. It doesn't irritate. It's what they call pak chong. But we also have the organic grass, the African grass, which is there. We use that when we are really badly off.
Okay.
But when we are fine, like now we have enough feeds, we shall use the the hybrid.
Guys,
Wow.
I have
planted.
to tell you, if you've ever had a tomatillo, it's like a green, it's like the cousin to a tomato. Again, don't come for me. I'm just trying to describe what this tastes like. This tastes like a tomato, a tomatillo tomato
Sweet.
had a baby with like a pear that's like 3/4. It's ripened. It's not that mushy ripeness, but it's so nice. It's so sweet.
That's so true.
refreshing.
See the inside?
Oh my goodness. You should sell these. Seriously, you should pack this and sell these.
People would definitely buy. I think it's not so common. And also someone would want to know how much acreage did you plant the grass, especially for someone who wants to do dairy goat farming.
I'll tell
For
you,
your
we just
case.
started with 3 acres, but of course we have expanded now that you have seen also the goats have expanded. So we go expanding the area according to the growth of the goats.
Of the
But
goats.
when you are starting, even a quarter plot
Okay.
can do. Basically, we know 1 acre feeds 20 dairy goats. So you are comfortable with dividing it into half so that you know this season I'm having this and the next season I'm having this. But definitely it depends on how you want to feed them. Ours just want to browse. There are those which wants to be chopped for.
Yeah.
But ours are browsers and they prefer it whole. And
Wow.
the whole grass has more wastes compared to the chopped one.
And I have to tell you guys, I know some of you are very fresh thinking this lady bought a bunch of swampland. Not true. What's behind us is
That is government land, well protected. We have a riparian land which divides us with the government land.
Yeah.
So we are safely on
that
to-
body of water is what?
It is Lake Victoria.
Lake Victoria. That's what I was looking for.
The famous lake.
It's not a swamp. It's the lake.
Victoria
It's
in
the lake.
background.
So at some point, our friend here is gonna be doing glamping on the side of the hill. There's gonna be tents under the stars. You can bring your kids. You can come have your classes. You can come camping, fire, everything you name it is gonna be here in the future because they're gonna continue to develop the place, and that's why we came down here to show you the future here is bright.
Eh?
This is what Dairy Goat can do for you.
That is true.
And we believe it and we shall pursue it.
Indeed, we shall.
Okay.
And another thing that I've really learned from this farm, do not put all your eggs in one basket. As we were touring, as we're moving around the farm, we got some local chickens. She's even doing poultry, which is really amazing. This is something like when you come to the farm, it may not be so massive, but it's something that you can keep for
Diversify, yeah.
exactly. You can even keep for your family. You can have your chicken in the farm, which is
Last
really
I
so
was
good.
told regarding the chickens, she eat them like popcorn.
Hey,
Same thing with the male goats. Popcorn goats.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
so you can imagine
We need to remain healthy, so we need to eat
course.
what we grow.
what you grow.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, that is really so good. Any piece of advice you can give to farmers out there? Your last remarks.
Farmers, there's nothing small, and you don't have to be born a farmer to be a farmer. It can also be a calling. Like nobody was born a priest,
True.
nobody was born a mother. We were all nurtured to it. Farming is a free enterprise. Anybody can join, anybody can exit anytime. It is your choice. It has its ups and downs, but it's also very rewarding. You feel you have the touch with the reality. Anybody who wants to learn about dairy goats, I'm just a call away. I'm sure my numbers will be scrolling in
And we
this
tell
video.
you guys, don't be
True.
cheap. Make sure you get some information here. This is just you know how when you're making chocolate, you need to temper the chocolate first before you just put it on high heat. This is what this is. This is a simple introduction to this world. She's the person that we turn to. This is gonna be the farm that we ourselves are going to turn to help mentor us. That way we can be prepared as we continue to expand the offering of Value Farm, right? And so we urge you, if you really want to learn this, don't make the mistake most local people make here, guys. Don't just come here and get a few goats, bring them home, then you don't know how
And
to care
stop
for
there.
them. They start dying, you start complaining about the breed of goats. No, you come talk to the expert, you pay for consultation, you come for hands-on training. She's building additional housing here in the future, okay? You guys are gonna be able to come for like a weekend or maybe like a day. There'll
You
be
can
day
also
classes. You can come here camping. But then the point, by the time you leave here for an extended weekend, you will be well equipped to join the dairy goat division of farming. So we wanted to bring this to you. It's basically like a world that's not really discussed in this country, but the opportunity is great. And that's why we're here, because we're not selfish people. We want to share with you because there's a lot more people in this country that need this milk.
True.
There are a lot of mothers out there who are producing children. They cannot produce enough milk. They need more of us in this field. So congratulations, welcome, and we'll see you at the next Dairy Goat Convention in the future.
Wow, that is really so amazing. Guys, leave your comments, your suggestions down below. We want to hear from you guys, your suggestions. Please just interact with everyone. If you're a dairy goat farmer out there, if you have some experience, share your knowledge as well, because we are here to share all the knowledge that we've got from this farm. And of course, we are going to go to other farms as well, because we are here for you guys. We do practice what we preach. We are here on ground. We are not researching just by word, by reading somewhere, then come and teach you guys. We come on ground and really show you what is actually happening. Please go check out our social media platforms. Instagram is Value Farm UG. Facebook is Value Farm. TikTok, Value Farm. Please go and check out the clips, short clips that you can learn from and also get motivated and inspired as well. But tell a friend to tell a friend. Till next time. Bye. Bye.